It's been a long, long day. Where are those actors?
They're not here yet?
No.
Oh.
Ah. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. For do not soar the air too much with your hands thus, but use all gently. And if you mouth your words as so many of your players do, I would as lief the town crier spoke your lines. Oh, and it offends me to the soul to hear a periwig-pated fellow tear a passion to tatters, to very rags, to split the ears of the groundlings. But be not too tame neither. Let your experience be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action. Scribe, you are to play Weird Sister 1 this evening, in addition to your normal duties. Now go, make ready. She is known simply as the jailer's daughter. In a cell in her father's prison are two noble princes, Arcite and Palamon, captured in battle. Thrilled at the sight of such nobility, the jailer's daughter exclaims,
"It's a holiday to look upon then."
But her obsession fixes solely on Palamon. The course of true obsession ne'er did run smooth.
Why should I love this gentleman? 'Tis odds he never will affect me. I am base. My father the mean keeper of his prison, and he a prince. To marry him is hopeless, to be his whore is witless. Out upon it, what pushes are we wenches driven to when 15 once has found us? First, I saw him. I, seeing, thought he was a goodly man. He has as much to please a woman in him, if he pleased to bestow it so, as ever those eyes yet looked on. Next, I pitied him, and so would any young wench owe my conscience that ever dreamed or bowed her maidenhead to a handsome young man. Then, I loved him, extremely loved him, infinitely loved him, and yet he had a cousin, fair is he too, but in my heart was Palamon, and there, Lord, what a coil he keeps, to hear him sing in an evening, what a heaven it is, and yet his songs are sad ones. Fair spoken was never a gentleman. Oh, when I come to bring him water in the morning, first he bows his noble body, and then salutes me thus, Ahem. Fair and gentle maid, good morrow, may thy goodness get thee a happy husband. Once he kissed me. I loved my lips the better 10 days after. Would he would do so every day. He grieves much, and me as much to see his misery. Oh, what should I do to make him know I love him? For I would fain enjoy him. Say I venture to set him free. Oh, well, what says the law then? Thus much for law or kindred. I will do it. And this night, or tomorrow, he shall love me.
He'll ne'er have her. He'll be the death of her. Hell is empty, and all the devils are here.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Who are these women? They're not witches, but powerful prophets known in Macbeth as the Weird sisters, weird meaning fate in Old English. In Macbeth, their predictions are weird, powerful, and wayward, vague and misleading. Over the centuries, they've appeared in many guises, not always as crones.
Fair
Fair is foul and foul is fair.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stove, day and night have 31. Sweltered venom, sleeping god, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Feel it of a fenny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm sting, lizard's legs and howlet's wings, are a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell-brought boil and bubble. Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf of ravenous salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark, gall of goat and slips of yew, silvered in the moon's eclipse, finger of birth straggled bob, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's chaudron for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
By the pricking of my thumb,
Something wicked this way comes.
Open locks, whoever knocks.
fate and supernatural aid from our potion doth seem to have thee crowned with all.
The Weird sisters prophesied Macbeth's future when they intercepted him on the way back from his battle. It is up to Macbeth to fulfill that future. And he does, by murdering anyone who gets in his way.
To you, wed sisters 2 and 3, I give way.
All hail, Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Thou shalt assassinate King Duncan. 'Twill be a most bloody piece of work.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from a heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalest me the way I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. Oh, there's no such thing. It is the bloody business that informs thus to mine eyes. Now o'er the one-half world, nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings. In withered murder thus with his stealthy pace moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm said earth, hear not my steps which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate my whereabouts. And take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go. It is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
To be thus is nothing, Macbeth, but to be safely thus. You order the murders of Banquo and his son Fleance, the murder of Lady Macduff and all her children. Only Fleance escapes.
Villain number 2, Lady Macbeth. You planned the murder of King Duncan and provided the murder weapons. Macbeth had a conscience once. You dismissed yours and goaded Macbeth until he agreed to assassinate King Duncan. Seeing a bloodied Macbeth clutching the bloody daggers drenched in Duncan's blood, you said, "See how easy it is then? A little water clears us of this deed." It does not work that way. Your partnership dissolved. Macbeth continued to murder without your involvement, and you are left to descend into madness and suicide, alone with your guilty conscience.
Yet here's a spot. Oh, damn spot out, I say. 1, 2. 'Tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Oh, fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and afeard. What need we fear? Who knows it? When none can call our power to account. Yet, who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him? Oh, the Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more. You mar all with this starting. Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia cannot sweeten these little hands. And wash your hands. Put on your nightgown and look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of his grave. To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, come. Come, come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their death pillows will discharge their secrets.
What's done cannot be undone.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's been a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Edmund, thou art a traitor, false to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father, from the utmost reach above thy head to the descent and dust below thy feet, a most toad-spotted traitor.
Not guilty.
I cannot conceive you.
Conceive. Aye, there's the rub. My father said, conceive. Why, this young fellow's mother could. Whereupon she grew round-wombed and had a son for her cradle, ere she had a husband for her bed. The whoreson must be acknowledged. I am that whoreson of whom my father speaks so lightly.
Enough, Edmund. Let us hear your revenge plot and watch your father fall victim to it.
Thou nature art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me? For that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why, bastard, wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous, and my shape is true as honest madam's issue? Why brand they us with baseness, bastardy, base? Who, in the lusty stealth of nature, take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed, go to the greeting old tribe of fops, got tween sleep and wake? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund, as to the legitimate, fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Edmund, how now? What news?
Oh, so please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No. What needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Let's see. Come. If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all overread, and for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your overlooking.
Give me the letter, sir.
I shall offend either to give or detain it.
Let's see. Let's see. This policy in reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from us till our oldness cannot relish them. I beg to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny, who sways not as it hath power, but as it is suffered. Come to me that of this I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever, and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Conspiracy. Sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue? My son, Edgar? Had he a hand to write this, a heart and brain to breed it in? When came this to you? Who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
It is his.
It is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Well, hath he never heretofore sounded you in this business?
Never. But I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit that sons at perfect age and fathers declining, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Villain! Villain! His very opinion in the letter. Abhorred villain. Unnatural. Detested. Brutish villain. Worse than brutish. Ghost of abominable villain. Where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. I dare pawn down my life for him, that he hath wrote this to feel my affection for your honor, and to no further pretense of danger.
Think you so? Well, he cannot be such a monster.
Nor is not sure.
To his father that so tenderly and entirely loves him, heaven and earth. Edmund, seek him out, I pray you. Frame the business after your own wisdom.
I will seek him, sir, presently. Convey the business as I shall find means, and acquaint you withal.
These late eclipses of the sun and moon portend no good to us. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide, in cities mutinies, in countries discord, in palaces treason. And the bond cracked between son and father. This villain of mine comes under the very prediction. There's son against father. The king falls from bias of nature. There's father against child. We have seen the best of our times. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our grave. Find out this villain, Edmund. It will lose thee nothing. Do it carefully.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeit of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters, the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on, an admirable evasion of our master man, to lay his goatish dispositions to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. But I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardy.
Guilty!
Richard, The Rise of the Villain from Henry VI, Part 3. My Richard is far more entertaining and villainous than the Richard of history. I made him into a legend, be it truth or fiction.
The Gloucester brothers, Richard, Edward, and George, are charged with the murder of Prince Edward, heir to the throne. Richard, you alone and unaided murder Prince Edward's father, King Henry VI, thus carving, no pun intended, your brother Edward's path to the throne.
I, my brother Edward the King, will use women honorably. Would he were wasted, marrow, bones, and all, that from his loins no hopeful branch may spring. Cross me from the golden time I look for. And yet between my soul's desire and me, the lustful Edward's title buried, is Clarence, Henry, and his young son Edward, and all the unlooked for issues of their bodies to take their rooms. Ere I can place myself a cold premeditation for my purpose. Ah, why then I do but dream on sovereignty. So do I wish for the crown being so far off, and so I try the means that keep me from it, and so I say I'll cut the causes off, flattering me within possibilities. Well, say there is no kingdom then for Richard. What other pleasures can the world afford? I'll make my heaven in a lady's lap, and deck my body in gay ornaments, and witch sweet ladies with my words and looks. Oh, miserable thought, and more unlikely than to accomplish 20 golden crowns. Why? Love forswore me in my mother's womb, and for I should not deal in her soft laws, she did corrupt frail nature with some bribe to shrink mine arm up like a withered shrub, to make an envious mountain on my back were such deformity, to mock my body, to shape my legs of unequal size and disproportion me in every part, like to a chaos or an unlit bear whelp that carries no impression like the dam. And am I a man to be beloved? No monstrous fault to harbor such a thought, since this earth affords no joy for me. I'll make my heaven to dream upon the crown, and whilst I live to account this world but hell, until this misshaped trunk that bears this head be round impaled with a glorious crown. And yet, I know not how to get the crown, for many lives stand between me and home. But from this torment, I will free myself, or hew my way out with a bloody axe. Or I can smile and murder whilst I smile. I can cry content to that which grieves my heart. I can wet my cheeks with artificial tears. I can frame my face for all occasions. I can add colors to the chameleon to set that murderous Machiavel to school. Can I do this and can I get a crown? Tut, tut. Were it farther off, I'll pluck it down.
Stay, dog. In the breath of bitter words, let us smother my damned son.
Ladies, allow me to introduce you to our audience. Queen Margaret
Warrior Queen.
and Richard are mortal enemies in the epic series of battles known as the War of the Roses. Margaret is responsible for the murders of Richard's brother and his father. Richard and his brothers murdered Margaret's son. Richard murdered Margaret's husband, Henry VI. Richard doth not play well with others. The Duchess of York was Richard's mother. No love lost there between mother and son.
Score, Margaret 2, Richard 2. Continue, ladies.
If heaven have any grievous plague in store, exceeding those that I could wish upon thee, let them keep until thy sins be ripe, and hurl down their indignations on thee, the troubler of the poor world's peace. The worm of conscience still begnaw thy soul, thy friends suspect as traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors as thy dearest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be while some tormenting dream affrights thee with a hell of ugly devils, thou elfish, aborted rooting hog, slave of nature and the son of hell, thou slander of thy heavy mother's womb. Look, when he fawns, he bites, and when he bites, his venom tooth will rankle to the death. Have not to do with him. Beware of him. Sin, death, and hell have set their marks upon him, and all their ministers attend on him.
Thou camest on earth to make the earth my hell. A grievous burden was thy birth to me. Tetchy and wayward was thy infancy. Thy school days, frightful, desperate, wild, and furious. Thy prime of manhood, daring, bold, and venturous. Thy age confirmed, proud, subtle, sly, and bloody. More mild, and yet more harmful. Kind in hatred. What comfortable hour canst thou name that ever graced me in thy company? Either thou wilt die by God's just ordinance, ere from war thou return a conqueror, or I, with grief and extreme age, shall perish, and never more behold thy face again. Therefore, take with thee my most grievous curse. Bloody thou art, bloody will be thy end. Shame serves thy life, and doth thy death attend.
After Edward dies, Richard murders his way to the throne, and the legend of Richard III is born. Sum total of murders by Richard? 8.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
I am no brother. I am like no brother. And this word love that graybeard called divine, be resident in men like one another, and not in me. I myself am alone.
Let all the dukes and devils roar, he is at liberty. I have ventured for him, and out I have brought him to a little wood, a mile hence, and there he shall keep close, till I provide him files and food, for yet his iron bracelets are not off. Oh, love, what a stout-hearted child thou art. My father durst better have endured cold iron than done it. Oh, I love him, beyond love and beyond reason or wit or safety. I have made him know it. I care not. I am desperate. If the law find me and then condemn me for it, some wenches, some honest-hearted maids will sing my dirge and tell the memory of my death was noble, dying, almost a martyr. That way he takes, I purpose is my way too. Sure he cannot be so unmanly as to leave me here. If he do, maids will not so easily trust men again. And yet, he has not thanked me for what I have done. No, not so much as kiss me. And that, methinks, is not so well. Nor scarcely could I persuade him to become a free man. He made such scruples of the wrong that he did to me and to my father. Yet I hope, when he considers more, this love of mine will take more root within him. Let him do what he will with me. So he uses me kindly, for use me so he shall, or I'll proclaim him and to his face no man. I'll presently provide him with necessaries, and pack my clothes up, and where there is a path of ground I'll venture. So he be with me, by him, like a shadow, I'll ever dwell. Within this hour the hubbub will be o'er the prison. I am then kissing the man they look for. Farewell, father. Get many more such prisoners and such daughters, and shortly you may keep yourself. Now to him! Hast thou seen Palamon?
Nay, lass.
Oh.
Let not her sense unsettle, lest you should drown or stab or hang herself.
And Palamon's gone after his own fancy. 'Tis not this lass.
Are you Master John Falstaff?
Sir, there's a lady here would speak with us.
Well, let her
Are
pray.
you here? Are you Master John Falstaff? I hear he's a handsome man. Hello? Are you Master John Falstaff? Step here then. Oh, are you
Nay, sir, is that Mistress Quickly, who continues to mistake you for your greatest comedic creation, Sir John Falstaff?
Oh, no.
Give your worship good morrow.
Good morrow, good wife.
Not so, an it please your worship.
Good maid, then.
I'll be sworn as my mother was, the first hour I was born.
I believe the swearer. What with me?
Shall I vouchsafe your worship a word or two? I pray your worship come a little nearer this ways.
I warrant thee, nobody hears us. These are mine own people. Mine own people.
Are they now? Well, God bless him and make them his servants.
Well,
Lord? Oh! Lord! Your worship's a wanton. Mary, here's the short and the long of it. Your letter has put me gentlemen and lords and knights with their coaches. I warrant you, coach after coach, letter after letter, gift after gift, enough to make any woman's heart turn. And I warrant you, they couldn't get so much of an eye wink out of her. Just this morning I was given 20 angels to... But I defy all angels, as it were, except in the case of honesty. And I warrant you, she could not even get them to so much as sip on a cup with the proudest of them all. And I warrant you, all is one with her.
But what says she to me? Be brief, good she Mercury.
Oh, Mary! Well, she hath received your letter, for which she thanks you 1,000 times, and she gives me to notify you that her husband will be absent from the house between 10 and 11.
What letter?
What husband?
Aye, forsooth! And then you may come and see the picture that you wrote of. Well, Master Ford, her husband, will be from home.
Oh, madam, you mistake my identity greatly.
Oh, as well you say. Oh, but I have another messenger for your worship. Mistress Page hath her hearty commendations to you too. And let me tell you in your ear, I have never known such a fatuous civil modest maid in all of Windsor. And she bade me tell you that her husband is seldom from home, but she hopes there comes a time. I never known a woman so dote upon a man. Surely, you must have charms, Lord. Yes, in truth.
No, not I assure thee. Setting my good parts aside, I have no other charms.
Oh, that were a jest indeed. That were a trick indeed. Old folks, you know, have discretion, as they say, and know the world.
This news disturbs me greatly.
Yes, that bug is one of Cupid's carriers.
Look where she comes. You shall perceive her behavior.
She is continually in a harmless distemper. What a broken piece of matter she is. And the name Palamon lauds it.
Good evening, good men. Pray, did you ever hear of one young Palamon? Is it not a fine young gentleman? Oh, is he so? You have a sister? For she shall never have him tell her so. For a trick that I know, you best look to her. For if she sees him once, she's gone. She's done and undone in an hour. All the young maids in my town are in love with him, but I laugh at them and let them all alone. Is it not a wise course? There is at least 200 with child by him. There may be 4 yet. I keep close for all this. Close as a cockle. They come from all parts of the dukedom to him. Come hither. You are a wise man? You are master of a ship? Where's your compass? Set it to the north. And direct your course to the wood, where Palamon lies, longing for me. Come, weigh my hearts cheerly.
Now for the epilogue.
Oh,
Well, I have to do something with all these phrases running around my head. Oh, something rotten in the state of Denmark. Though this be madness, there is method in it. The lady doth protest too much. I must be cruel only to be kind. To be or not to be? To be or not to be, that is the question.
Write another play.
Oh, well, for this relief, much thanks, but what is the plot?
Oh, is this Anne? Anne Hathaway? Oh, this is Shakespeare.
aye. And now for the plot.
Oh,
It is the story of a young prince named Hamlet, whose uncle Claudius kills his brother, the king, and marries the king's wife, who happens to be his sister-in-law, and Hamlet's mother. It is a tale told by an idiot. No, wrong way. Told by diverse characters.
Players!
Backstabbers!
A gravedigger.
Guards.
Polonius, a meddling father.
Ophelia, an innocent young girl.
Laertes, a concerned brother.
Claudius, a king.
Gertrude, a queen.
Hamlet, a prince.
The ghost of Hamlet's father.
Horatio, Hamlet's BFF.
The scenery.
Oh, brother.
Mr. Shakespeare and dear audience, we present to you the 15-minute Hamlet, written by fellow Englishman, Mr. Tom Stoppard. Perhaps you'll be inspired to write a more in-depth play, Mr. Shakespeare, whose runtime will be more like 4 hours.
Who's there?
Arno, it is I, Horatio.
Long live the king. Get thee to bed.
For this relief, much thanks.
What? Has a thing appeared again tonight?
Oh, peace break thee off. Look from where it comes again.
Look it not like the king?
By heaven I charge thee, speak.
'Tis here.
'Tis there.
'Tis gone.
Oh, but look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks over the dew of yon high eastern hill.
Let us impart what we have seen tonight upon young Hamlet.
Yes, yes.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green. Our sometimes sister, now our queen, have we taken to wife. Therefore, my cousin Hamlet and my son.
A little more than kin and less than kind. Oh, that this too solid flesh should melt, that it should come to this but 2 months dead, so loving to my mother, frailty thy deepest woman. Married with mine uncle, my father's brother, the funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight. The king, your father, upon the platform where we watched.
'Tis very strange.
Arn, my lord, more in countenance and sorrow than anger.
My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. Would the night were come! The king doth feast tonight and take his drink.
Look, my lord, he comes.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Alas, poor ghost.
I am the ghost of thy father's spirit. Revenge his most foul and unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder? Murder! The spirit that did sting thy life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, mine uncle.
I,
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite. If ever I was born to set it right!
How now, Ophelia, what's the matter?
My lord, as I was sewing in my chamber, Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love? I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. Oh, look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading. What do you read, my lord?
Words, words, words.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it.
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind blows southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
My lord, the players come hither.
We'll have a play tomorrow. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. If he but belch.
Blench.
If he but blench. I'll know my course. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. To be or not to be, that is the question.
My lord!
Get thee to a nunnery.
Love, his affections do not that way tend. There's something in his soul o'er which his melancholy sits on brood. He shall with speed to England.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. Hold, as 'twere a mirror up to nature. Madam, how like you the play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
He poisons him in the garden for his estate. You shall see anon how the murderer wins the love of Gunsuckle's wife. The king rises. Oh. What? Frighted with false fire?
Oh,
Lights, lights, lights! I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000.
He's going to his mother's closet. Behind the fan, I'll convey myself to hear the process.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father greatly offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended!
What wilt thou do? Wilt thou murder me? Oh, help! Help!
Help! Help!
Oh, now a rat! Dead for a duck and dead!
Oh, me, what hast thou done?
Yea, I know not.
Alas, he is mad.
I must be cruel only to be kind. Good night, mother!
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
Hamlet, this deed must send thee hence. Therefore, prepare thyself. Everything is meant for England. And England, if my love thou hold'st at aught, thou mayest not coldly set our seven process the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England!
Do it, England! Do it, England! Do it, England! Do it, England! Hurrah!
Where's my father?
Dead!
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey nonny, nonny, hey nonny, and on his face rained many a tear. Glub, glub, glub. I'm drowning.
Oh, heat! Dry up my brain, oh kind sister! Had thou thy wits and didst persuade revenge, you could not move thus.
Where the offense is, let the great axe fall.
We were 2 days old at sea. A pirate, a very warlike appointment, gave chase. I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy.
What is he that builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
A grave maker. The houses he built shall last till doomsday. Whose was it?
Oh, that skull, sir! That was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
Alas, poor York. But soft, that is Laertes.
What ceremony else? Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violence spring, I tell thee. A ministering angel shall my sister be, while thou liest howling.
What? The fair Ophelia?
Oh, trouble, woe, hold off the earth a while, until I have caught her once more in my arms.
What is he whose grief bears such emphasis? This is I, Hamlet the Dane!
The devil take thy soul!
Away thy hand!
Hamlet!
I loved Ophelia. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day. There's a divinity that shapes our ends. Rough hew them how we will, but 'tis no matter. We defy augury. There is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it not be now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
One.
No!
Judgment.
A hit! A very palpable hit!
It's only a flesh wound.
Stay, give me a drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine, to thy health. Give him the cup.
The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink!
I will, my lord.
My lord, I'll hit him now!
Oh! Part them! They bleed on both sides.
I am justly killed by own treachery.
The drink! I am poisoned!
Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet! Hamlet, thou art slain! Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. The king is to blame!
Oh, the pointed venom too? Then venom to thy work.
Oh, exchange forgiveness with me, noble Ham.
I follow thee. Oh, the rest is silence.
Good night, sweet prince.
Good night, sweet prince.
May flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Go bid the soldiers shoot.
Jane